You can pour time, money, and hope into tuition and still watch your child's grades barely move. If that feels painfully familiar, there may be a reason deeper than effort. Week after week, families rearrange schedules, pay for extra classes, and keep hoping the next round of support will finally make the difference. But when the report card stays the same, the cost doesn't just hit the wallet. It starts to weigh on everyone at home. Parents start asking harder questions. Why are we doing so much and seeing so little change? Children feel it too. They can study longer, try harder, and still come away feeling like they're somehow falling behind. It's easy to assume the answer is simply more tuition, more worksheets, or more hours at the desk. But if the same input keeps producing the same result, the real issue may not be how much your child studies. It may be how learning is working underneath. Sometimes the bottleneck is cognitive. That means a core learning skill is making schoolwork harder than it should be. So the child isn't just facing harder content. They're carrying hidden friction every time they try to take in, hold, or use information. Working memory helps a child hold information in mind. Processing speed affects how quickly they can take it in and respond. Attention helps them stay with the task. Executive function helps them plan, organize, and keep going without getting lost. Traditional tuition usually focuses on content, more practice, more revision, more exposure to the same material. That can help when knowledge is the gap. But if the real strain is memory, attention, or processing, repetition alone may not unlock better performance. You might see homework meltdowns, unusually slow work, or a child who seems drained before they've even finished one assignment. You might also notice anxiety, avoidance, careless mistakes, or grades that stay flat, even when effort is clearly there. This is why stagnant grades are not always a sign that a child doesn't care or isn't trying. Sometimes the more accurate question is not, why won't they work harder? It's what is making learning harder in the first place. A cognitive assessment helps answer that question by looking beyond grades and into how your child actually learns. Instead of guessing, it gives you a clearer picture of where learning may be getting blocked. A strong assessment can reveal patterns like relative strengths, weaker skills, and the specific demands that seem to overload your child. That profile helps parents, teachers, and specialists stop treating every struggle the same and start choosing support that fits the child. Once the root issue is clearer, intervention can become more targeted. The goal is not just more work, but smarter support aimed at the skill that's getting in the way. Over time, that can make learning feel more manageable, improve confidence, and help academic progress happen with less daily strain. Imagine a child who used to dread homework because every task felt confusing and slow. Now the adults around them understand what support actually helps. Progress may not be instant, but it becomes easier to see. Less conflict, clearer strategies, and small wins that start building real momentum. A good first step is to audit the support your child is already getting. What helps, what triggers stress, and where does the struggle keep repeating? Write down patterns, examples, and teacher feedback. Those details can make the next conversation with a specialist much more useful. When you look for support, look for someone who can explain learning challenges clearly, assess them thoughtfully, and connect results to action. The right expertise matters because a vague answer can keep families stuck, while a clear one can point the way forward. If you've been blaming motivation, this may be a relief. The struggle may have a name, and that means it can be understood. And when the real barrier is finally addressed, children often gain more than marks. They gain confidence, calm, and a better chance to succeed. If this sounds like your child, taking the next step with a cognitive assessment could bring the clarity you've been missing. It may be the start of support that finally fits. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. For further questions and inquiries, you may contact us at 65646533 or 8614-7651, or visit www.cognitive.com.sg.